Hey guys, welcome back. Hope your guys' weekend was good. I uploaded a video over the weekend there. I didn't get many views on it, but I had some Just Cause 2 gameplay. If you guys want to check it out, I talked about Fallout 4, topping the charts on Steam. If that interests you guys, and I talked about a couple other things as well, so you guys want to check that out, that'd be awesome. I mean, hey. So there was this article out there that said, ISIS, if you guys haven't heard, the attacks in Paris occurred on Friday, and the whole world is kind of, praying for Paris, all that good stuff. So I'm not going to get into that. This isn't a news channel, it's a gaming news channel. But if you guys aren't aware, yeah, that happened, and we're moving on. So they said that ISIS, the terrorist group, that Islamic group that attacked the French people in France, used the PS4 to plan attacks. And I was like, alright, this article's gotta be, clickbait. And if it isn't, they're gonna use this article to say, oh, PlayStation 4, oh my god, now we gotta ban those. Like, they're over after to ban a lot of things from us in the United States, and it's not gonna be pretty. So I was hoping this wouldn't get out mainstream, that the PlayStation 4, they use that, because then they'd use that against everybody to say, oh, video games are bad, look at, like, the terrorist group communicated through there. Well, if they communicate through the PS4, they can communicate through Skype, they can communicate through all these other services that are basically communicationable, if that's even a word. But yeah, you could use Facebook, you can use all these services, and then they had to single out the PS4 specifically. But I was like, alright, that article has to be BS, right? Well, it kind of is. Alright, I wasn't lying, so... Or I wasn't gonna make a video on that and say, oh yeah, they used it. But no, I knew it was gonna be a BS article, because now there's a new article just recently, today. It said there is no evidence that ISIS used the PS4. And what they said is the PS4 is a very difficult to keep track of than the WhatsApp. It's very, very difficult for our services, not only Belgian services, but international services, to decrypt the communication that's done via PS4. So it's really hard for them to decrypt what it was and what messages were sent where, so I don't understand. They could probably translate it, but I don't know really what's that. So, I mean, obviously, I don't know if ISIS knew that the PS4 was that difficult to decrypt or anything, but okay. So yeah, they said that basically there's no evidence and it's really hard for us to decrypt it. And Sony said in a statement, they responded and said PS4 allows for communication amongst friends and fellow gamers and in common with all modern connected devices. This has potential to be abused. However, we take our responsibilities to protect our users extremely seriously, and we urge our users and partners to report activities that may be offensive, suspicious, or illegal. When we identify or are notified of such conduct, we are committed to taking appropriate actions to conjunction with the appropriate authorities, and will continue to do so. So basically, Sony's like, yeah, we have our services available, and people abuse them. It happens. It's not our fault. We can't monitor every single message that we get, but they have a report feature. I don't know how well that report feature works, but they have a report feature, and basically, if you wrote a message, I'm gonna kill you. Okay, well, two things are gonna happen. First, Sony's gonna get notified, and that's gonna be reported, definitely. And secondly, you're probably gonna have the police come knocking at your door. So, yeah. Alright. So, did ISIS use it? I don't believe they would use a PS4. I mean, is it possible? Yeah, obviously it's possible, but, I mean, let's get real here. Are they really going to use a PS4? Or are they going to use something like Skype or Facebook or Twitter or all these other services? Why are they going to single out the PS4? Why can't they use the Xbox One? Oh, the Xbox One not in? Is it Syria? They're out of? I don't know. Wherever they're from, I don't know if the Xbox is even there. I don't think ISIS knows that it's very difficult to decrypt these things here. So, I don't know. I don't think they used the PS4, but I could be wrong. It's just my speculation that they didn't. And yeah, that's going to be about it for this article, because it's really all they want to talk about. I mean, it's really hard to decrypt the console and the messages, and how ISIS could have used them. I probably talked about that longer than I should have, but Yeah. All right, so PS4 and Xbox One sales are more than likely going to reach 50 to 51 million units by the end of 2015. Holy mother. That's a lot of frickin' units. So EA's CFO, Blake Jorgensen, said, clearly consoles that sold faster than everyone expected. We are ahead of previous cycle in terms of the pace. We're on track to the industry to about 50 to 51 million units by the end of the calendar year. Typically, most of the consoles are sold in the last quarter of the year because it's around a gift giving. It's like Christmas or all that's people are buying more consoles. And he said, from a consumer perspective, it's a great buy he's referring to the $350 rate for the Phantom system, but now for even Black Friday deals have the PS4 and Xbox One down to $300 with, I believe you get Halo 5 for free with the Xbox One, you get the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection for the PS4. $300 for that. The power of the new consoles is fantastic. He said, I think software makers are just now starting to truly harness the power. Yeah, that's only if they're going to forget the PS3 and 360, because if they keep developing games for that, it's holding back the next system because they have to basically develop two separate games for the same thing. He said the first year you have people testing and pushing, but now I think you're still starting to see, particularly this fall and winter, a lot of really exciting pieces of software in the industry and are taking the processing power of the console. Alright, I guess you can kind of see what Need for Speed, their new game, even though it's online only, but graphically the game looks really good and it looks really fun to play. So cool that the consoles are selling really well. I mean, I know companies kind of feared releasing this one. I don't know if that was really a well-known topic, but they kind of feared that, oh, maybe consoles aren't going to sell well anymore. They're selling pretty freaking well, if you ask me. So it's good to see consoles doing good because I don't want them to go away anytime soon. So yeah, there's that. Alright, so there's this article on Just Cause 3, and I'm going to talk about this a little more because I actually want to get the game and I want to play Just Cause. So even without multiplayer mode, they said there's a lot to look forward to. So what Square Enix did say in a thing, he said, we did talk about it a lot. The modding community even created a multiplayer mod for Just Cause 2, which is super fun and really cool. Lester Lynn said. He said, the same way that Just Cause 2 is known as a beautiful sandbox and a giant open world, it is surprising many people that consoles could even do that. We wanted to have the same experience with updated physics and player mechanics and concentrate the first and foremost on the main player. So Rico Rodriguez. And he admitted that having all these things feels perfect for a Just Cause game, and it doesn't mean we won't think about what we do with it. Multiplayer in the future, but as for this time around, we wanted to pour our 11 energy into single player and sandbox to start with. And thank you, Square Enix. I can't stress that enough. I am so sick of developers shoehorning in single player just so they can justify spending all their time on multiplayer. I can't think of guys enough. There's only a couple developers that I can name off the top of my head right now, and that's going to be Rockstar. Now they're focusing more on online. They kind of forgot about single player, but Rockstar is really good for single player for all their games. Red Dead Redemption, you got LA Noire. I think they just published that game though. Bully. You got Square Enix now with Just Cause. Just Cause 2 was a fantastic game. I just played that over the weekend. I bought that in June when it was on a Steam sale, summer sale. And I can think of The Witcher, CD Projekt Red with The Witcher. Great game, great offline. I'm so glad to see these companies focusing more on single player because that's what sells a game long term, like open world sandbox style games. If you make a game online only and you shoehorn in single player, you're gonna only get 3 years out of it, maybe, and you might get bored with it then. So it's kind of useless, to be honest with you guys. So yeah, they basically said there is a whole bunch of stuff to do in single player, and I watch gameplay videos. I watch people play it. They have the early releases or whatever, the sponsored games, and just like Just Cause 2, it looks like a lot of stuff to do in there, and it looks like they even added, the map is the same square size, I guess, but they added a lot more stuff in between. It, like Just Cause 2, you'd be driving, there'd be nothing, then all of a sudden a city, then nothing, then all of a sudden another city would come up, and you'd be like, this is kind of a bare, empty map. It's a huge freaking map, but there's nothing to do. So now they utilize that space really well. Probably with the PS4 and Xbox, you're going to see them use that to its full potential with this game. So yeah, that's really what I want to talk about today, guys. Just Cause 3, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be on December 1st, and cannot wait to get it. So alright guys, I will talk to you tomorrow. Make sure to like this video, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and have a good one.